Hey guys, it's Miss Smith again. So we're going to start volume of cylinders. Okay, so we know cylinders, like we've learned before, has two circular bases. That means their bases are circles that are parallel. Okay, now you got to use your formula chart again as you're watching the video. So let's refresh what big B means. We should by now know exactly what this means. It means the area of the base. So what do y'all think? It does not mean just the base. It's not that easy. You got to find the big B first and then multiply everything by the height. Now, what do you think our big B is going to represent for cylinders? Well, what is our base? It's a circle, right? So if our base or one of our bases is a circle, we have to find the area of a circle. And we know that is to be pi, which means 3, times radius, okay? Now, on your formula chart, we're lucky because instead of using this formula, which the big B means the area of a circle, which is 3 times r, right? And then the height. So it means the same thing, but they give us the whole thing, so it's not as hard as, or not as confusing as rectangular prisms and triangular prisms. They give us the formula. So with cylinder, it might be a little easier. Okay, so we're going to use, like 6th grade, pi means 3, okay, instead of 3.14. So we are going to be doing a lot of estimating. We're going to be doing a lot of estimating at the end with cylinders because since we're not using 3.14. Okay. So what is the approximate volume of this cylinder? Okay, on yours, it gives me the diameter, which means from one side of the circle to the other. So I told you the diameter for this one was 12, and the height here was 20. A lot of kids just want to do 12 times 20. It ain't that easy, okay? It's not that easy. So many kids want to do that. You got to make sure that you have your formula. So on the formula chart, I want you to rewrite volume of a cylinder like this. Okay, pi times radius, then because it's volume, we're going to multiply by the height in the end. So here's our big B, which means the area, how to find the area of a circle. So remembering Monday, when we stack those circles on top of each other, that means we're really just adding as many areas as it has. It has 20 areas here. So in this case, I'm going to substitute. But before I do anything, I got to find my radius first. Okay, my diameter is 12. So how am I going to find my radius? Very good. We're going to half it because my radius means from the middle to the side. So half of it would be 6. So I know that r represents 6 for this problem. So I'm going to start substituting. Pi means 3. My radius is 6. I've got to do radius times radius, and then the height of the whole thing is going to be 20. So 3 times 6 times 6 times 20. Okay, for time's sake, I know you could do it without me, but for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and give you, it comes out to be 2,160 centimeters cubed. Okay, 2,160 centimeters cubed. Pretty easy. All right, this video is really short. All right, we already have our radius. It's 8, correct? On the last one, we had to find the radius. So you're going to have to make sure you know, did it give me the radius, or am I going to have to find the radius of my base? Make sure you're always highlighting your bases also, just like triangular and rectangular prisms. So on my formula chart, it gives me pi times radius times height. This means the area of my base times the height of the whole thing. So I know that when I sub in, pi means 3, so it's going to be 3 times 8 times my height, which is 15. The height, remember, is what connects your two bases. So connecting this circle and this circle is my height, which is 15. So we have 3 times 8 times 15. Now, for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer after you multiply, or please pause me and try it and see if you get the same answer. Okay, 2,880 centimeters cubed. So remember, we're using cubed because now we're doing volume. Easy as that. All right, one more example. this is more like the questions you might see when it kind of tries to trick you. What happens if I have water up to here and it's half full? It wants to know what's the volume of the water, because volume means the space that something takes up. So what's the volume of the water inside, because it's only half full. It'd be like a QT drink that's only half full of soda. So I gave you the radius, which I told you the radius was 2 meters, and I told you the height was 10 meters. Okay, the first step that we do is we do FSA. My formula from the formula chart is volume equals 3 times radius times height. So I'm going to plug it in. Do I have my radius? That's the first question you ask yourself. Yes, I do. It's the radius, it's not the diameter. So I can use 2 for r. So now pi means 3, so 3 times 2 times 2 times 10 for my height. So when I multiply all this together, the volume of the entire container would be 120 meters cubed. But is that my answer? Very good. No, I got to divide by 2 to get half of it, because it's only half full. We're only finding the volume of half. So 120 divided by 2 would give me 60 meters cubed, and that would be my answer. Okay? What happens if it was a fourth full? If it was a fourth full, what would we need to do? I knew you knew. We got to divide by 4. Awesome. All right, y'all are awesome. This is a really short video. Make sure you scroll down right now and answer the questions and press submit. You are responsible for this. This is part of your grade. You have to do it or you're going to have consequences, because flip video is the most important thing. All right, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.